Namaskar friends, myself Deepak Kumar Rath. I welcome you all to the digital media of Uday India. Friends, as you know, Uday India always put before you the facts that what India thinks, and on our episode Bharat ki Soch that India thinks. Today I will speak about how Indian government has tried to get rid of colonial legacy in India. And in monsoon section you have seen three bills intended to replace the Indian Penal Code, the Criminal Code for Procedure and the Indian Evidence Act were referred to the Parliamentary Standing Committee by the Lok Sabha yesterday. Home Minister Amit Shah presented the 2023 versions of the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita and Bharatiya Sakshya bill respectively for this purpose, and the bills were drafted following thorough consultation with a range of stakeholders that includes chief ministers, governors, law universities, Supreme Court, High Court judges, etc. And the numerous committee recommendations are also used as inspiration for above bills. These three new law bills presented in Indian Parliament on 11th August 2023 are Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023, the Bharatiya Sakshya Bill 2023. And these bills purpose to replace the Indian Penal Code IPC 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code CRPC 1898 and the Indian Evidence Act 1872 respectively. And the government has stated that these new bills will bring about a transformational change in the criminal justice system in India. Friends, the key provisions of the three bills are as follows: that the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023, this bill proposes to introduce a number of new offences that includes rape of a minor below the age of 18 years, sexual exploitation of a woman after hiding her identity, mob lynching, disrespect of the national flag, sedition. The bill also proposes to increase the punishment for a number of existing offences, including murder, kidnapping, robbery, dacoity. The bill also proposes to make a number of procedural changes that includes the introduction of a fast-track court system for the trial of certain offences, the introduction of a system of community service as a punishment for a petty offences. Bhartiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023 proposes to make a number of changes to the criminal procedure, that is CRPC 1898. Friends, these changes includes introduction of a provision for anticipatory bail in certain cases, the introduction of a provision for a bail to be granted even if the accused is a habitual offender, the introduction of a provision for the speedy trial of certain offences. The bill also proposes to make a number of procedural changes that includes introduction of a system video conferencing for the recording of evidence, the introduction of a system of electronic filing of documents, and the Bharatiya Sakshya Bill 2023 that proposes to make a number of changes to the Indian Evidence Act 1872. And these changes includes introduction of a provision for the admissibility of electronic evidence and the introduction of a provision for the admissibility of a hearsay evidence in certain cases, and the introduction of provision for the corroboration of evidence. The bill also proposes to make a number of procedural changes that includes introduction of a system of video recording of the examination of witnesses, the introduction of a system of electronic filing of documents, and the government has stated that these new bills will bring out a number of benefits that include a faster and more efficient criminal justice system, a more stringent punishment for criminals, a greater protection for women and children, a more secure society for all. Narendra Modi government has said that it is committed to getting India rid of its colonial legacy. That was the thrust of the bill, and this is evident in these recent bills that have been introduced in the parliament, such as Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023 will replace the Indian Penal Code, and Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Bill 2023 will replace the Criminal Procedure Code. The government has argued that the changes are necessary to make the laws more relevant to the needs of the modern India and to remove the colonial baggage that they carry. However, friends, some critics also argued that the changes are cosmetic and that the laws will still be used to suppress dissent and to target minorities. And only I must tell you that time will tell whether the idea of Modi government's effort to get India rid of its colonial legacy will be successful. Friends, however, the recent bills on IPC and CRPC are a step in the right direction. In addition to the changes to the IPC and CRPC, Narendra Modi government has also taken other steps to undo the colonial legacy, such as revising the education system to focus on teaching Indian history and culture, promoting economic development in the Northeast that was neglected by the British colonial government, and reclaiming the Indus Valley civilization as an Indian heritage. These are just a few examples we told you of the ways in which Modi government is trying to get India rid of its colonial legacy. It is a long and difficult process, but it is one of the essential thing in the field of law for India's better future. That is why we in Uday India told you this is an effort by the central government to get rid of colonial legacy. That's all for this episode. Stay tuned with Uday India. Bharat Mata ki Jai.